Okay, so here we are. We're on the Moodle site, and I'm going to show you guys basically how I would get started with my research. What I did last class period is I was sitting in the back of the room going, okay, if I were getting started with research, what would I do? So the first thing I want you to do is go to NoodleTools, which is there's a link right on the Moodle site right here, NoodleTools. So you're going to go down and click on NoodleTools. That'll take you right there. Now you have to click again. Of course I put in the wrong URL. Okay, never mind. Type in www.noodletools. I'll fix that later. I did this in like 5 minutes, guys. Okay, once you are there, you're going to sign in. And if you don't remember your password, I can get that for you in a little bit. But for right now, your personal ID and password.
And if you've never had one, should you just make one?
Yes, if you've never had one, you'll need to create a personal ID. And the login and password is JA Parker Reads. Okay, we did that last time for those of you who are here. All right, once you are here, you are going to set up a project if you haven't already done this. So you're going to, I think in the upper right-hand corner, maybe in the upper left, depending on where you're at, you're going to go to Create a New Project. Click on it. It is MLA style, advanced. Some of you did this last time. And for your description, I typed in AP Government, and I decided I was going to do something that I was interested in that I knew a little bit about, that if I were doing an AP Gov project, what would I do? And I would do the labeling of GMOs, genetically modified organisms, and the legislature surrounding that. That would be my topic, mostly because my wife is like really into it right now. So she has lupus and celiac disease, so she's been doing a lot of research on foods and how it affects the body, and that's been something that we've been talking about. So anyway, you'd create the project. I already did that, so you're going to see once you've done that, you should have, under your My Projects, you should have your project listed. All right, so click on your project once you've done that, or it might even go right into it for you. The first thing you want to do is come up with a research question. The research question in this case is very simple. You're doing background research, right? You're doing historical context, so you can use that as your question. What is the historical context? What is the historical background of, insert topic here, right? So for me, what is the background of current GMO legislation? What's the history of it? Where did it come from? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to find out. So that's your research question. Your thesis you can leave blank for now. That's something that you develop over time. So when you start to come up with a sentence, a statement that's going to really encompass what you're trying to say, then you can type that in there. This is just for you. But the one thing I want you to do is under sharing, it says share project with a teacher's Dropbox. Go ahead and click on that. And you're going to be able to type in and share this. You're going to share it with me. And I told Mr. Van Roy he's not set up yet, but we're going to share it with him later. So for now, just type in AP Government in this box, and it'll pop up AP Government, Part 1, Historical Background, Mr. Holmes. Eventually it'll say Mr. Holmes, comma, Mr. Van Roy.
What was the username and password?
For the library,
Yeah.
it's J.A. Parker Reads.
For both?
J.A. Parker is the username,
Oh,
Reads
okay.
is the password. Okay? AP Government, Mr. Holmes, and go ahead and click this box, share my Google Docs paper. Even if you're not going to use a paper right now, just click it, just in case. It's something that you might use in the future. You might not. That's okay. And then you're going to share project. All right, and you'll see when it says sharing there, it'll be shared with me. This is a great thing for you because it means that I can take a look at your notes. I can see where you're at. I can help you out very easily because you've shared this project with me. And Mr. Van Roy will be able to do that when we get him set up too. All right, so now, why are we using NoodleTools? This is the best part. The note cards have been redone since you guys used them 2 years ago, those of you who did them, and they're actually pretty great. But what do you take notes on? Where do you get the notes from? This is the great part. This is where, I know, I get so excited. This is where I'm hoping that you guys will see this today and it will all become clear. For some of you, I'm thinking it's still a little muddled. It's still a little foggy. Where am I getting the information? What notes am I taking? What exactly am I doing? I'm hoping it becomes clear today. Here's how it's going to work. If you open a new tab, and actually if you go to the Moodle site, just start typing Moodle. It should autofill for you. So go to a new tab and go to your AP Government course. I have all sorts of courses. And on the bottom there are Parker Research Databases. Click on that. Should take you to this page. All these resources that you can use. But I like, of all these resources, they're all great. This Student Research Center is actually one of the greatest ones we have. It pulls from a lot of journals, a lot of scholarly resources, and pulls things together. So if I were typing GMO labeling, I want to know about that. You'll see, I just typed in my topic, and it's going to pull up over 500 sources right away. 548 sources of scholarly articles, articles that would be great things to cite in your paper. The only issue is, as I'm looking through these, it does sort them by date. So if I would have gone sort by date oldest, it's going to put them in the opposite direction. Still, that takes me back to 1996, 1997. These are actually pretty good resources. 1998, so that's really great, going the other direction. I can see some of the things that would be historical. Genetic food labels drew U.S. threat. Government papers. Japan may require labels on genetic food. Genetic engineering in your mouth. So a lot of different articles about my topic. But there's another way that if I were doing research, I would get information. It's probably, I'm going to guess, the first place you all went, and that's Google. And it's okay, but I want to show you something, how you can use Google effectively. And it's really simple. So if I type in GMO labeling history, my top hit is what? Wikipedia. That's okay. Here I am. I'm an English teacher in a history class telling you to use Wikipedia, but not in the way that you think. When you go to Wikipedia, genetically modified food, this is the general topic, genetically modified food, and of course it's separated already for me by history, method of production, foods with protein remaining from GMOs, all these different things. But those are all great. Go to the very bottom of this page. There's a lot of information for me. Here's the gold mine. References. Wikipedia does a really good job of organizing all the information that you need for any subject and handing you a personalized list of references. Here are references that you can use for your research that are good, true references. You can't cite Wikipedia, but you can cite the American Association for the Advancements of Science. You can cite Consumer Q&A at FDA.gov. You can cite a decade of EU-funded GMO research. This is all stuff that you can cite. It's all really good. And furthermore, even better, it's all footnoted. So you can see the numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you go up into Wikipedia, you'll see the footnotes. 21, the history and future of GM potatoes. This is from PotatoPro.com. Maybe not the greatest site in the world. Maybe I skipped that one. Maybe I go to the next one or go down to 24. This is from BASF Drops GM Potato Projects. I could click on that. It's from the Andrew Turley for Royal Society of Chemistry News. So it sounds like a British link. Okay? There's all sorts of different links, but the information is right there. You can see where they got it from. Don't cite Wikipedia. Instead, find out what that article is, find out what that reference is, pull it up, actually find it, pull it up, read from there, and cite that. And it's going to look amazing. Okay? So, now, how do you cite it? This is your second piece of information I think is going to be really great for you guys. How do you create this presentation? How do you take all that information? What information do you take? There's a lot. Even in Wikipedia, there were 100 references there. How do I figure out what's important and put it into my presentation? Well, Mr. Van Roy's already made an outline for you. Let's put that into NoodleTools. So go back to your NoodleTools tab and click on Note Cards. All right, I already got started on this last period. And literally, I just did this. All this stuff that I'm showing you right now, I didn't even know I was presenting to you guys this morning. I just pulled this all together today. So you guys can do this with a little bit more time, okay? And you're focusing primarily on your topic, okay? So my topic is the labeling of GMOs. Look at the outline on the right-hand side of your note cards page. This is the most beneficial part of this, I think, for you, is the outline. Mr. Van Roy gave you an outline. So now all you're going to do is reproduce it here in NoodleTools. So Roman numeral number 1, it says topic. If you click on that, you can rename that topic to whatever your topic is. Go ahead and do that. So over in the outline, if you click on it, should highlight it, click on it again, and it'll give you this little text box. Type your topic in there. Mine is the labeling of GMOs. All right, once you're done doing that, push the little green plus button. It's going to add a second layer, or the letter A, which if you were to look on your worksheet, is the rationale. Why did you pick this? So your topic, in my case the labeling of GMOs, is going to be a title slide. This next one, the rationale, is also going to be a slide. Why did you choose this topic? What drew you to it? What is your passion about it? What was interesting about this that led you to this topic? And I hope all of you have something that you're really interested in, because that's what's going to make this class interesting and engaging for you. So hopefully you got something that you're interested in. So the rationale. Then, here's the trick. Click back on the topic and click the green plus button again. That'll pull up the letter B. Letter B is the date of emergence as a political issue. This is straight from Mr. Van Roy's worksheet for you guys. Date of emergence as a political issue. When did this happen? When did this become an issue, right? Go back up to the topic, click the green plus, should bring up a C, the period in American history. And go ahead and right when you're done with that one, push plus again, because number 1, we're going to give a little subtopic here, the impact. So I don't know, Mr. Van Roy, I see this as 2 slides. Is that how you see it?
Yes.
At least, right? So the period of American history, and then the impact of that period, right? Like, why is that period important to your topic? All right? Then you're going to go back up to the top. Click on your topic. Click the green plus. It's going to give you a D. Political, economic, or scientific circumstances. What was happening at the time politically, in the economy, or scientifically, that created this? Obviously, with my topic, with GMOs, there's going to be a lot of science involved. Economics, too. Right? There is, they're promising greater yields in agriculture. Okay. This is just a note card I make. We'll talk about that in a minute. So you're going to go back up to the title, push the green plus button again, and now we're on that big part that Mr. Van Roy was talking about, the decade-by-decade summary. Decade-by-decade summary. And you saw that my topic went back right about to about 1996 is where it started getting big. So for me, I might do a year-by-year. Although, I don't know, 2 decades, is that enough, Mr. Van Roy? Or?
Well, if you got something that's recent, like in year 2000 or 1990, you might want to consider
The year-by-year.
5 years or year-by-year.
Okay.
But most of you are going back several decades.
Okay, most of them are. Good. Okay. So the decade-by-decade summary, and then from there, again, push the green plus. The first thing you're looking for is the major legislation or laws.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Under your D.
Hold on one second.
Good afternoon. This is Principal Chris Lau.
Okay, Megan, question.
Okay, under the D where it says read the political.
Yeah, the public demand here.
The public demand.
That is a note card. Hold that thought.
Oh.
I'm going to show you how to do that in a little bit. The reason it's there is because I did this last hour. No worries. Okay, so with the decade-by-decade summary, we've added major legislation or laws. Click on the E, decade-by-decade summary again. Push the green plus button, and we've got political party perspectives. So these are these parties that everyone's been giving presentations on. What did they think about them? And finally, click on E again, decade-by-decade summary, push the green plus button, major news/media stories. I took these right from Mr. Van Roy's page describing what your assignment is. That's all I did, I just summarized each topic. Okay? From here, this is where you're going to start taking notes. And here's where I really recommend you use NoodleTools. You don't necessarily have to take all your notes in NoodleTools for this one. but it's